In this video, I'm going to share about what is UX research and when to use which UX research method. UX research is a systematic way to study and gather insights of the users. The users who could be consumers, employees, business owners, students, teachers, or general public. These insights will help us to understand the user's requirement, their context, the challenges, which will ultimately guide in arriving on the best solutions. UX research also drives specific design decisions by determining how people will use a product or buy a product to design the user interactions. According to a recent study, 95% of new products fail, and the two of the top reasons for the failure are not identifying the real problems and not validating the key assumptions during the development. Applying the right UX research method, you will understand users' needs, their pain points, and to evaluate solutions, improve usability throughout the development stages of the product or the website, and continue to improve customer experience through the life cycle of the product usage, thereby reducing cost, reworks, time to market, and increase the product success rate. Any kind of product or service where user is involved requires UX research. Whether it could be a new product or a product revamp using any channels, whether it could be for a web or a mobile or kiosk or a watch or any other channel through which user interacts with the company. It could be a startup, enterprise application, intranet, could be a public applications, could be a product or service, could be business to consumers, or could be a business to business application, business to employees, peer to peer, government to public. All these projects require UX research. Development stages and UX research goals. UX research is required during every stage of life cycle of a product or service application or a website. Broadly, the UX research is conducted during product discovery stage, explore stage, evaluation stage, launch, and post-launch stages. Even though these research stages fall sequentially during a development of a product or service, the UX research is more an iterative process and does not end after product is developed. It is required on an ongoing basis, like when the product evolves with new features to address a new user's need, while there is a drop in product usage, when business needs to respond to competition, when a new service is introduced, you should consider UX research activity. In fact, Amazon deploys new code every 11.6 seconds. What this means is that these changes were made to improve the product and the services to address the needs of the customer, market, or the competition based on an ongoing research findings. During early stage or discovery stage, you will be learning about who your users are, what are their needs, the problems they face, gaps in current solutions, and opportunities in addressing the user's need. During the approach or explore stage, study in depth about the user's needs and problems, their usage patterns, the tasks they go through, and their mental model, and develop approaches and design to solve the problem. During test stage or evaluation stage, start testing the solution in early stage through low fidelity prototypes with actual users and evaluate the design and the content. Iterate the design and testing till you get the design and usability right to meet the user's need. During launch stage, analyze the usage data to see if the usability goals are met and are there any unsolved issues, and you may discover a few new issues too, and find how the version launched faring against the competition or the previous version. At post-launch stage, optimize product usage, analyze customer care issues, support marketing and sales in conversion and customer retention. UX research types. There are two dimensions of UX research type. Dimension one is qualitative and quantitative. Dimension 2 is attitudinal and behavioral. Qualitative study. If you want an answer to the question why, then you would apply qualitative research methods where you gather information directly by observing or interacting with the user. Example could be a usability study, a quantitative study. And if you want the answer to how much or how many, you will need large amounts of data to arrive on the answer. For this, you would apply quantitative research methods. Examples are survey, questionnaire, or analyzing customer care data. And attitudinal study. To learn what people say, you would need to conduct attitudinal research, which are often self reported. This will help you learn people's stated belief. Example is an interview with the user. Behavioral study. To learn what people do, you would need to conduct behavioral research. The research method conducted typically in person while the user is performing the actual task with minimal interference. Example can be an observational study. It is not that you can skip one research type over the other. Typically, a mix of these research types are needed to arrive on a specific research conclusion. For example, you can learn from a quantitative study on how many people were able to complete the transaction versus how many people did not. But if you combine a qualitative study along with a quantitative study, you can learn the real reason for why someone dropped out during the purchase so that you can fix the issue. Similarly, when you are testing ease of use of the preferred payment method, which is a qualitative observational study, you may get valuable insights on the usability of the product. But you may not be able to conclude on the preferred method of payment as you would need significant amount of users through quantitative study to arrive on a robust insight. And in another scenario where you are conducting an observational study, a behavioral type research with the users while they are performing certain tasks, you can also follow it up by asking questions to learn about whys, which would be an attitudinal research type. When to use which UX research method? As we discussed earlier, when to use which UX research method depends on what you're trying to find out. If you want to learn what people do, then you would apply behavioral research. And if you want to know why they do, you would apply qualitative research. This would fall under the quadrant one. Some of the research methods that fall under this quadrant are usability testing and contextual inquiry. And if you want to learn what people do and how many people does that, then you would apply behavioral research with quantitative research. This would fall under quadrant two. Some of the research methods are eye tracking and A/B testing. When you want to learn what people say and how many people say it, you would apply attitudinal research along with quantitative research. Some of the research methods that fall under this quadrant are survey questionnaire and feedback ratings. And when you want to learn what people say and why they say it, you apply attitudinal research with qualitative research. Examples under this are focus group and user interviews. And then there are few methods that fall under more than one quadrant. This is because in some cases you could do observational study and also use a tool to capture data of large number of people performing the task. Example, eye tracking and heat map. Similarly, you could observe the user performing a task, which is a behavioral study, and follow up with questions, which is an attitudinal study. Example, contextual inquiry. Remember that UX research plays a major role in success of the product. It helps in validating assumptions about the users, reduces the cost of development and time to market, and makes the product stay ahead of the competition. While it is ideal to conduct multiple research methods for a robust understanding, research activities does cost time, money, and resources. So, the UX research methods should be chosen carefully based on availability of the resources, time, and money, along with the most relevant method to meet the business goals. Thank you for watching. If you like the video and would like to see more such videos, do subscribe below.